We're live.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Branwen, and we are here with Dr. Jonathan Reed. We just talked to Dr. Strickland, and now I have to track down Dr. Tippett. Oh, Thrith is also here.
Hi, I'm the one who's trying not to bring up weird things in front of the play screen.
That's okay.
And by weird, I mean like the Windows settings menus, but that's about it.
Yes, Doctor?
Exactly how...
It really depends. Dr. Swansea deftly works his society contacts for monies, but with the quarantine, well, we're in God's hands.
Why then do you always work the nights? Don't you ever sleep?
At the Pembroke, we're always hands on deck.
Your dedication to the Pembroke does you credit, Nurse Crane, but when do you sleep?
We staff get our sleep when we can, Doctor. Nursing is a vocation, not the labor of a journeyman.
Lack of sleep and the medical profession always ends in disaster. I've witnessed many a colleague succumb to stimulants to fight exhaustion. Drugs were as deadly as bullets in the trenches.
London's trenches start here at Pembroke Hospital. We are on the front line, make no mistake.
Yeah, that's German.
That's all for now, Nurse Crane, thank you.
Oh, that question is one of the ones that was lost to the audio thing I did last time, in that I was trying to figure out whether Nurse Crane was supposed to be German or French. And this is the point where somebody's going to tell me that she's Belgian and speaks both, or something like that.
Yeah, that's probably a thing. Are you? Oh,
Are we supposed to?
is he in the corner over here? No.
Is that the thing for crafting the fatigue cure?
It might be.
Which is
All right. Let's see if I'm. Yes, because it doesn't tell you what level you should be on, does it?
no, because it's just going to be always floating over your head.
All right, upstairs.
I've been reminded in this of both, touring around parts of Salem in Murdered Soul Story and in the Asylum Mansion map in Bloodlines. I mentioned it when I messed up the audio. It's such a beautifully designed thing.
All right. What were we actually doing here? Craft a treatment for fatigue.
Yes, because the treatment for fatigue is an antiseptic, as we all know. There we go. It's like, we need an excuse to do the tutorial for crafting. We'll have them do an antiseptic, but that's not a treatment for fatigue. That's a different thing. It doesn't matter.
Basically, yeah. I am good at navigation.
I mean,
good at navigation.
Your cohort here got lost walking out a door once, so
Finally,
in
you've returned.
real life.
Did you find anything of value?
Yes, Nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls? When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
Diseases decrease the blood quality of a citizen. Use the correct medicine to heal them, so that they are tastier.
Yes. I can rest to evolve.
It also does want you to talk to Mr. Tippets. Is there a way to choose which one you're tracking?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So I guess the main quest is just always up, and then the side quest is... Is the side quest going to be the person's face there?
I'm not sure, honestly. Oh, wait, am I? Right, I can't go in there. That's the dude we saved.
Yep. The mugger, right?
No, the priest that
Oh,
was tending the skull.
right, right.
Oh, he's upstairs again. I've got to remember that. This tracking system does not do elevation. Dr.
Please,
Swansea.
Jonathan, come in.
Okay. We're doing this now.
Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and
How
death.
about you talk less bullshit and go look at some patients, dude?
You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
Yeah, he's a bit ivory tower.
This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea, but my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill
Not
at this
really.
That's
serendipitous turn of
not
events.
the way
The
logic
world's
works.
most eminent specialist in blood transfusion, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
His avatar... Go on.
You go.
I said his avatar also seems to not match the age they are implying he has.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, go on.
Oh, there are organisms that live for practically immortality. Like,
Yeah, they're...
now, admittedly, they're very small, but
Mhm. Or, they're fungus and...
indeed.
Yeah, because there's that one, I'm not sure if it's a fungus or a mold its area is huge and it's apparently one organism, but it's nothing particular, and it's very old, but it's nothing particularly complex.
Mm-hmm. So, our Jonathan, are we... Your words bring comfort. Are we embracing this nature? Are we dead against it, or are we still confused and...
I mean, I would tend to your words bring comfort, because just I tend to like roll my eyes at, oh, I'm so cursed with eternity. It's like the urge to eat people I would see as a curse, not the immortality part of it.
Mm.
Because I don't like hurting people, but
Oh, yes, I don't like hurting people either.
but
But I promise.
It may seem strange, but your words have brought me some comfort here.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are so much more than a brilliant physician. And please, call me Edgar.
I don't know, the mutualism probably.
We need each other.
Yeah.
I'm not some doe-eyed student, Edgar. I understand we both have something to gain from this relationship.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require all your newfound skills.
Please, go on.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or politician is what you need. That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her position.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit. Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't miss her. Look for someone impossibly delicate.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
I'm not sure impossibly delicate is an appropriate description for the character. I wouldn't like her as much if she were quote unquote impossibly delicate.
Oh dear. So what have we got here? We've got
We need to find that Tippets person.
we need to find Tippets. All right, let's see if we can track Tippets down by going towards the head. Because the bloody Y is going to be
Main thing. But I think you're tracking the pharmacy thing instead of Tippets right now.
yeah. I mean, I've got everything tracked. It's just
We are 100 and yeah.
yeah, I think that's the main quest.
Yeah, I think the Y is the main quest.
Yeah. Not what we are tracking right
I think what you're tracking right now is the reach the pharmacy for the fanboy.
now. Right, yes. So what's this one here?
Because you went
The-
into that menu and you switched which one was being tracked.
This is the Google Maps point.
Ugh.
That's
It'll take us through a forest and then around a mountain.
oh, all right. Let's. Okay, so
The moment when you bond with one of your Japanese co-workers over, did it take you through a forest?
yes.
I don't think co-worker is the right term. They were from city government, and I was, one of the teachers. So,
All right. So I have. Who is this? That's Tippets.
Big nose.
Good evening, sir.
So it is true. The famous Dr. Reed has joined us. I can't think of any better news during these terrible times.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes. We met once before at the Rockefeller University in New York.
You've
Dr. Tippets, yes,
done
I
a
remember. I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
He's done a lot of
He was
harm
also
to his
very
throat.
confident about your future. And look at you now. Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion specialist.
Whiskey.
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely.
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment.
Yeah, war-torn Europe.
I didn't have much of a people are important, same everywhere. I didn't have much of a choice.
Oh, I don't think I didn't have much of a choice. Is the I tend to be very politic and not pissing off people. And
I think people are important.
yeah, I think so.
It's more than enough.
And
In any case, the personnel of a hospital are much more important to me than the building.
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reed. This hospital does not lack talented people. It just lacks hope.
What can you tell me about the staff in the hospital?
Some are really good, and others are not so good. But during this troubled period, there is no time for slander. I prefer to focus on the positive character traits.
Tell me more about cherished people, then.
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and dedicated nurse I've ever worked with. A clever and cheerful woman.
I
Really seem to
clever. I
admire
mean,
this.
clever. Yeah, cheerful.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn fine practitioner.
Oh, 1920s.
You had to go and say that, didn't you? To us of all people.
Any opinion about the management?
But no, she's cheerful
I've
around
always
him
agreed
because
with
she's
Dr.
sweet on him.
Swansea's reserve,
Right.
But I must admit, he does all he can to keep this facility running during this crisis.
Ah, yes, the burden of command. I was fed up with this concept while serving as a medical officer.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just wish he would get out of his office now and again.
That is a
Yeah.
that is a thing. You need somebody who's like a full-time administrator, but they also need to know the realities of dealing with medical issues. Or-
Also, Swansea is still a doctor in this hospital.
Yeah.
You know, should be treating patients. This
Yeah.
is why I was.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is why I was
No.
booping him on the nose.
I don't particularly like, Swansea's very poke, 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 prod, 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 my research.
Swansea wants to be a vampire. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do we go for you're exhausted now, or talk to him about other stuff first?
Wait a minute. Other stuff first, I think. Maybe you unlock a different clue.
Or we can go straight to the throat about the medical error.
So,
Have you heard of any underhand dealings going on in this hospital?
I have no time for such triviality, my dear colleague. We're here to save lives.
All right. Which way do you want to go first?
let's talk about exhaustion.
You're exhausting yourself, Corcoran. Maybe you should think about preserving your strength.
No, we must keep on healing all those poor souls. We are the last rampart before chaos. Once more unto the breach.
Oh.
The one on the right has a chance to get him thinking about it. It's like putting the concern on somebody else, but it's not entirely honest.
Nope.
It's not a lie per se, but it's kind of a mission of the main concern.
Mm-hmm. So you want to do that one?
Yeah.
Nurse Brannigan is worried about you, Doctor.
She should not have told you that. I will have a word with her.
You don't have to blame her for her honesty.
I'm not that kind of man, my dear Jonathan. Actually, Nurse Brannigan's opinion is the only one I may listen to.
Oh,
That's what I
self-awareness.
thought. Well, at least under vampire hypnosis interrogation.
Yeah.
Corcoran, I want you to tell me about Mr. Connor. How did he die? What happened?
He was my patient. He died because of my mistake. That's the blunt truth.
Who was this patient?
I don't know. Some sick man from the docks. Maybe a fisherman. I had no time to talk with him. No one claimed a body.
What was the nature of the mistake?
It was a twofold error. My diagnosis was wrong, and the administered dosage was too strong.
Why not stop practicing?
Are you mad? I killed that man, I admit it, and it won't happen again. I have saved so many lives since then.
See, I don't. That. Why not stop practicing? Because you did that. I mean, it was a terrible, tragic error, but.
Do we cover for him?
I think so. I don't particularly trust Swansea's judgment, to be honest.
I will cover for you, Dr. Tibbets, by keeping what happened to Mr. Connor to myself.
I don't know what to say, actually. I can't exactly force you to become my accomplice.
You didn't force me. This is my decision to make. I believe you're still of use to the hospital, considering the situation.
Then I can make you this promise. As soon as the epidemic is eradicated, I will resign.
I mean, that's fine. I mean, he sounds like he's supposed to be getting close to that age anyway.
What will you do after your resignation? Do you have a plan?
I always fancied visiting Cyprus. Such a beautiful island. I could buy a house there by the sea, read poetry, and wait for death.
Become the protagonist of a bunch of murder mystery novels.
Goodbye, Dr. Tibbets.
Investigation succeeded.
Huzzah!
Alright, do we want to talk to the hospital benefactor or are we doing other side quests?
I mean, the benefactor's right here.
Okay.
I don't think the side quests go away all that quickly, do they?
No, they do not.
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're not alive here, and we'll
Let's
get
just
soon enough.
throw that in there.
Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet lady of mercy.
The Angel of Death.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. It's a pleasure to see you again. You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
You're a vamp. The lady who saved me that night, before vanishing into thin air. I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this time. My name is Lady Ashbury. I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
Yes, it's hard to forget when you're standing in a pile of corpses.
Yeah. Oh.
Swansea fancies vampires. No poop, Jonathan. No poop.
I'm not sure either one of any of these are.
I think I'm glad to see you.
Okay.
Like, you good with that?
Yeah, I'm good with that. they're all kind of equally. The only one that feels very aggressive is I feel played. I did
Hmm.
like. I mean, it's your. I'm watching you play. I'm pretty much commenting. When I
I I know I'm trying to give you like your choices when you have one, but if you don't have one, then I will choose.
true. Also, like when we were doing control, there's like not much choice in direction.
Oh no.
it,
Apologies.
it's
You've
very
taken us
fun,
by
but
surprise.
it's a movie where you
I'm
push
very
buttons.
happy to see so.
Oh yes.
The pleasure is mine, Doctor.
I hope you're more disposed to answer my questions now.
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My cover, if you prefer, has been compromised.
What's the difference between the yellow answer and the blue and the green answers and stuff like that?
Oh, the yellow answer will take us out. Like we won't have a chance to ask these questions.
Got it. And the green one that was earlier with Tippets?
That was a decision point. Like you could, it would. That was the one where we made a decision to help Tippets rather than report him to Dr. Swansea.
Got it. Okay.
If we just backed out and said goodbye, we could have gone to someone else and, you know, chosen a different path for that ending.
Got it.
Have any of the patients given you trouble?
These poor souls have so little left to live for. I do my best to ease their pain.
I mean, there's nothing she's shown that doesn't say that's honest.
The world would be a better place if it were cared for by women like you.
You make me blush. I am simply a necessary evil.
Pardon my boldness, your ladyship, but I have questions concerning this condition we share.
As a newborn, your hunger for answers is rivaled only by your thirst for blood.
Oh, just
But the questions need
there's
mean-
a patient right
I'm a
there.
scientist.
Yeah, but he's literally a
Trained in the
Renfield.
deciphering of mysteries,
Yes,
and
that's
I need
true.
information to feed my mind.
I will gladly answer every question you have, but first, prove yourself capable of resolving my predicament without eating the culprit.
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter. You could start by explaining what's amiss.
These past insufferable weeks, I've been the victim of extortion. I've made a first payment, but the blackmailer grows greedy. I must refuse his most recent demands.
Okay.
What are your expectations? Please be precise.
As the newly appointed surgeon of this hospital, you are in an excellent position to ask innocent questions and deftly learn the identity of my blackmailer.
Who would be so foolish as to threaten you? A kindred spirit.
Even if it were the case, and I highly doubt it, a vampire would have asked for something more valuable than money. My suspicions lean toward a patient or their family.
If we're dealing with an ordinary criminal, surely you've the means to deal with it yourself, if I may.
As immortal tradition doth dictate, all fangs and hypnotic eyes ablaze, the blood would run like a river. That's what I hope to avoid. Violence has a tendency to spiral out of control.
So she can't investigate because she's too well known.
Right.
I think.
And it sounds like she's a little bit concerned with if she investigates, it'll go violent.
Yeah.
Please continue. Every detail is essential. I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
I'll take care of it. Do you know where I should start?
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about it.
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know, is in your hands, Dr. Reed. I'm sure of your discretion, but I do fear your powers of persuasion will be put to the test. When this is resolved, I'll be your obligé. I'll answer all questions in regards of your condition.
She has a tendency to just start looking over his shoulder at us.
Hey, would you call that the most delicate person?
Definitely not.
No.
Also, time for a new video.
Yes. Indeed, although that will have to be next session
Okay.
because it is getting on time.
Okay. So I'm going to end the video now and talk to y'all later.
Catch everyone later.